Right there, baby.
Alright guys, good morning. It's the last day of the hunt for us. So we're gonna hit it hard and hopefully we have a repeat of Monday and the bulls take about 2 more steps and we'll have some full freezers. But regardless, we're gonna have a lot of fun. Should be good weather, knock on wood. So come along with us today. We got a vehicle right in front of us, checking the wind.
Long ways away. Let's see, down in the valley.
We did another locate bugle and we got a really close answer up above this stream, closer to where we were on like the first day. But we got a rock cliff here and a little river. We gotta get around all that. You got the wind, he's got the elevation. Let's go there about 200 yards. I'll piss him off.
saw a cow on the hillside over here.
Wow, that was close, guys. We got within about 60 yards of him. And where he was coming our way, and the wind shifted right at that moment because it started to rain and started to swirl. I just about guarantee that we caught our wind for a second. And he moved on up over to that ravine. He's big. Saw his rack. Josh saw him at 93.
We found a tree to hide underneath in the rain. And our bull is right up there on that ridge. We can hear him every once in a while, hoping he beds down there. And maybe we can have a little midday madness. We'll see. Alright, well, he keeps making moans and groans, which tells me he's in his bed. And this very possibly is the same bull we played around with on Saturday. He was came up the same ridge, and he ended up across this valley on the same ridge, bedded. And we had a heck of a time trying to get him to respond to us about 2:30 in the afternoon. He was still bedded down, so we're hoping it's a repeat of Saturday. This time we have fresh legs and we're close. And it's the last day, so we're going to go for it. If we happen to get him, we got to go up to 11,000 feet to a new trail to drop him off. To have the cowboys come pick him up. So, heck of an adventure for our last day.
I'm not exactly sure what just happened. Right there, and said let's go up to the next aspens. Caught up there and see the elk start to move. Turned around, Josh and Jason are gone. So I have a sick feeling that I screwed that up. We should have dropped back and seen if we could figure out a way to call him in. Anyway, I guess I'll start making my way back to camp. They'll probably start chasing them. They didn't really tear off out of there, so hopefully they can get back up on them. Bear claws.
Well, we made it up here on top. We're at 11,000 feet up above where we last saw that bull. So we're going to just creep through here quietly, do some cow calls, and see if we can locate exactly where he's bedded. The air is pretty thin up here, boy. I tell you what. Well, we never could relocate that bull. So we're going all the way up to the top to hit a trail, take us over 12,000 feet, drop us back into camp. There's the view. At about 11:04 now, so we'll have to go another 600 feet up. Hopefully we'll hear something on the down below us on all these avalanche chutes as we crest over the timberline back over by camp. 12,000 feet. Made it to the top of this trail, and we'll drop off and make our way back into camp, hopefully before the sun goes down. Pretty spectacular view.
There she comes. Maybe she'll come back. Calf. That was pretty spiritual, guys. Sitting here, just in my wallow blind on the very last day, ate my lunch. One of the best things I like about hunting and being in the forest is you get a lot of time to think. And I don't know if you guys are religious or not, but I get a lot of time to pray. And at that time I was praying really hard for my family and my loved ones, and thanking God for this experience, thanking God for this creation and these beautiful elk. And lo and behold, a little cow, maybe a little, I don't know if it was a calf, it was probably half grown, came right up here, came up to me. The wind is blowing that way. She turned around and left. So I turned on my camera and I cow called, and she came coming right back in. She came into about 30 yards behind that tree. You'll see the footage in the other camera. But I don't know if you guys are spiritual like that, but sometimes I think God speaks to me through His creation. When my wife was going to have a cancer surgery, and I was super stressed out, I saw a bald eagle fly down. I was driving and he flew down really close to my car and kind of tilted his head and looked. And on a different surgery for my wife, there's an overlook by her house, and 2 deer came up. And I was pretty worried about her. And this deer came up, and then they just disappeared. Sorry for losing it there a little bit. Sometimes that kind of spiritual stuff it's pretty powerful. That particular moment today, I was praying about my mom. She's got some health issues, so I think are weighing everybody down. That we're just kind of worried about. She's still doing okay, but we're having some testing done. That's what I was praying about at that specific second. And I think it's like God uses things that you super care about, like, for me, wildlife, to say I'm with you. Back to the camp meadow. Hey guys, I'm Dale Daniel. Been hunting since I was a little kid. My first elk experience, I remember I was with my dad. It must have been about 6th grade, and he got a small bull with his muzzleloader, but to me it was huge, and so he shot it anyway, so I could be with him on that experience, and I was pretty much hooked ever since then. He's also a taxidermist, and my summertime, or my jobs in the fall, were to keep everyone's monster deer and elk, so it's always been around elk, always loved them. my cousin holding the camera right there. We've been hunting together since we were kids, and one of our best memories of being around elk was over Labor Day weekend, and we were just kids up there just doing squirrel hunting and tent camping, and we heard them rutting all night, and the next morning we still heard them crashing horns and rutting, so we just kind of worked our way over there and found ourselves smack dab in the middle of a huge herd of elk, and we were separated by about 20 yards, and there was cows and bulls going in between us and almost stepping on us, and I think we both looked at each other and were like, this is what we want to do for our hunting. And so it's been ever since then. We've been trying to chase them around with archery, some muzzle loading, and pretty much ever since I could hunt big game, I've been trying to get an elk. Been successful a few times, and this trip was amazing because we wanted to get back pretty far, so we did a drop camp. We've never done that before, so we learned a lot about what we need and what we don't need next time. Got up here and we saw 0 other hunters except for 2 miles down the trail when they were hiking in, which is the first time I've never come across another hunter. And I think between everybody in the group, we saw and heard well over 40 different elk. I personally got to see 6 bulls. One of them might have been 3 times the same day, and I saw 9 cows, so that's kind of a record for me for sure for an elk season. But then like these guys are saying, just being up here with good friends and spending time together, and getting up early and working hard and climbing a hill that doesn't look like you could even climb it, and then you get the elk adrenaline and it becomes a little easy hill. So just a lot of fun. A lot of fun. We didn't get anything on the ground, but we got a lot of good experiences. We were able to call them in for each other, which was phenomenal. Had some close encounters where if they would have taken another couple steps back and forth, we probably would have had 2 of them down in one morning, possibly 3. So you can't ask for much more than that for a 1 week long hunt. So thanks to everybody.
Hey guys, Josh Daniel. I grew up in Carl Springs. Been hunting elk for 32 years with a tag. My first elk hunt was when I was 5 and a half with my grandpa, so been around elk hunting my whole life. And the thing I like most about elk is during the rut, just like Dale talked about, our experience over Labor Day weekend when we were 12 and 13 getting in a bugling herd. It's just the most amazing thing I'd ever experienced, and I was hooked for life. So that's really what I was hoping for most out of this hunt, was to be able to experience that same thing with some good buddies. We didn't have the absolute rut fest that Dale and I experienced when we were younger, but we did have some good calling sequences. We got pretty close to some bulls that were screaming pretty loud, and just to be able to have that experience and the maybe opportunity that everything would come together perfectly to get any size bull on the ground with a bow and arrow. You have to have all kinds of factors come together. We got really, really close, but we were pretty much in the elk almost every single day, and new area to us. We figured it out pretty quick. That's always a challenge. So I think it was a pretty successful week. We learned a lot, and super happy to hang out with some really good hunting buddies, friends for life. So.
Jim Uthoff, 61 years old, from St. Louis. Been hunting since I was about 6.
How long you been elk hunting?
Off and on. This is, I think, my 11th or 12th year. Yep.
Awesome. What's your favorite thing about elk hunting?
Well, basically it's been the camaraderie with a bunch of folks to go hunting to really enjoy the sport, as well as the challenge of getting up to a hilltop right before dawn and hearing a bugle from a bull right as he's herding his cows up over the hill. To me, that's as close as to heaven as I'm ever going to get.
Awesome. What were you hoping to get out of this trip?
Just a lot of fun, and like I mentioned before, the camaraderie part, that's more important than getting an animal. And I saw the least out of all of them, all the guys on this trip, and I don't care. It's fine with me.
Awesome. Thanks, Jim.
Well guys, here's kind of a sad sight. Unscrewed all the broadheads. They're still brand new, didn't get shot, and the bow's all strapped back in for the horse ride home. And we're starting to think about all the work there will be to take down this enormous camp. We've got a couple hours before the horses show up. Quite an experience. Back to the ranch, Jason's brand new gun. This is his first shot. We are loaded back up, not nearly as organized as our way down. We're a little depressed that those coolers are still empty, but hey, we were ready for bringing home 3 elk. Took a lot of gear to not kill elk, but we got close a lot of times.